We have a very exciting video today. We're super stoked to install some screen protection film on our 2025 Toyota Tacoma from Screen ProTech.
Our friends from Screen ProTech sent us some film for not just the main 14-inch screen, but also the gauge cluster, the climate control, and the shifter console.
Yeah, this company is actually really cool. They're based out of Utah, and they go in and they 3D measure the interiors of a ton of different vehicles so that their screen protection films will fit like an OEM part.
Yeah, check out their website. They have a lot of different makes and models. And if you use our discount code, YesWeChan, you'll get 10% off, and the link will be in the description.
Yeah, and using that code really helps us out. It helps us make more videos and helps us grow. So at the end of this video, if you like Screen ProTech, go ahead and use our code. But let's get into it.
Let's do it.
We are going to switch over to an anti-glare film. As you can tell, this thing has so much glare on it. And with us filming and making videos in our truck, the reflection on this thing is horrible. So this stuff is pretty dusty. And that is for a reason. We have not touched our gauge cluster, climate controls, our screen, just because we know things are going to get scratched. When we were last wheeling and we had our windows down, so just debris was getting in, and my husband lightly touched the climate control and it scratched up so bad. So we are so excited to slap on the Screen ProTech and not live in fear of cleaning our truck.
Okay, got some lanyard. Yeah, I'll put it on. Seriously, read the direction, it helps. So that's what they say. They recommend that. They provide us with a little spray bottle, really nice cloth, and they give us a squeegee. It's really soft and flexible. They did send us with 2 kits as a spare, so just in case we mess up, and they sell it as an insurance kit. So if you do happen to make a mistake, you have a bonus piece of everything. So we have our climate control stuff. So you have all the buttons, these screens, and our center console things. So these little 2 things here. Our main gauge cluster. This is one thing we're really excited for, the matte screen. Replace this shiny fingerprint magnet. Boom.
We are going to go ahead and fill this up with some water. They actually put like everything you need to do this in the kit. Shake this up, and then this will be our spray to put all the film on. This cloth that came with it is actually super nice, and we're definitely going to keep it and use it for things after we do this. We're going to spray it as we start to clean off all the dust. Something like this, we know that the prep work is like the most important part.
Good work, babe. It's gonna look so good after this.
Screen ProTech suggests using some blue painter's tape to get some of the other dust off. So I think we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna prep this now. I'm gonna spray this on. I'm gonna go a little heavy-handed with the spray. We're going to start in the center.
Or the squeegee.
Thank you. All right, so we got it on and we are just doing final touches here. Obviously having all that water really helps. And then
yeah, initially I thought that having it be crystal clear, like the OEM would be the way to go. But after starting filming and just driving it, and we don't have tint yet, so it's just like a lot of reflections.
Sweet, so we got that on, and now we're gonna hand it over to Johnny, and he's gonna put the gauge cluster on and maybe the climate control, but that 14-inch screen is done. It was a little bit scary to do, but it is on there and it is looking so good. Screen ProTech said it'll take a couple days to cure, so we're not going to mess with it too much. We're going to let it be, and I think it's going to come out perfect.
Yeah, under normal conditions, you're not going to be using a flashlight to really look at this, but look at all this dust right here. So we got to clean this off, and even if there's a little scratches, Screen ProTech, once you put it on there, it should kind of just fill it in. I'm going to do M's trick by putting the tape on my finger. Luckily, light's never really hitting in here, so make sure you find the top side and the bottom side so you don't make it upside down, and I almost did that. So what we're learning here is it's better to start from the top and squish the film down. I'm glad that the film is bigger than the area, so you're not going to find any edges once we're done.
Looking so good, babe.
Feels
Good
so
job.
smooth, and not being afraid to scratch this anymore. We can actually keep our windows down when we're trailing.
Yeah, right? Luna's hair. We don't have to worry about that.
I'm really glad that the Screen ProTech is a film material and not hard plastic or glass like you would find on Amazon, eBay, because the curvedness of the gauge cluster, you just wouldn't be able to put that on there. So the film actually is sitting really good. And where I'm sitting right now, without this light, I can't see any edges. I feel like we can move on, get those other things going, the climate control and the shifter console.
Let's get it done.
Let's get it done. Yeah, so there's all these scratches already. Probably a lot of swirls.
Yeah, spider webs all over that thing, man. This is the first time we've wiped it down.
Wow, was that a first try and I just got it directly on?
Good work, baby.
Thank you, baby.
You know, the cool thing about this is that this is totally something that I would have not been like, let's make sure we get protectant on
Yeah,
the climate control. But seeing how scratched up it is not overkill. It is totally necessary.
I really think this film is covering up the scratches, and I don't see them already. So if you have some light scratches, the Screen ProTech film will cover it.
You know, I do really appreciate the attention and detail. There is film for every
part.
Yep.
Not just these parts, but also the buttons here too. Okay, I think I got that final bubble out. I don't feel it anymore.
Looks so good. These definitely have their go on in a specific way, so make sure you have the right side.
I'll do this one.
You do that one.
Who knew that this little piece of plastic they would have a film for?
That's what I'm talking about. Such attention to detail. I appreciate that in a company. Let's give it a little clean. Don't come at me for my angle. Beady bop bop, get the little squeegee. Oh yeah. I'm just trying to make sure it goes all the way down to those corners.
So normally before you would see a crazy reflection, and yeah, I think it looks so good now.
It looks sick. We're so happy with how it turned out. Like, even climate control, just that little attention to detail, it really takes the truck up to that next level. So we just finished installing all the film on our truck, and we are loving how it's looking.
Well, Screen ProTech gave us everything that we needed. It's all in this tube. And they even gave us the insurance kit so that we would have double of everything in case we messed up. And we did drop some of the smaller pieces, and we both fumbled it. Yeah. But really glad that if we needed to, we would have had a spare set.
For me, this is my first time ever doing anything with like film. I haven't done anything besides like phone protectors or like an iPad protector. So, I mean, everything fit on here perfectly. It was, at the end of the day, we did it. It took me just a little bit longer because this is my first time ever using anything like this. Having anti-glare is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, like looking at maps and your music, sometimes you're kind of distracted by the person sitting next to you because you could just see like the reflection.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. In a great way. But now without the glare, when we're filming, it's just going to be so much better.
No, yeah. Totally, absolutely. So we're really happy with it. Please like and subscribe
to Yes We Chan. Get yourself that 10% discount with the @YesWeChan, and we're out.